Will own it. That's coming from Donald Trump in regards to the USA and Donald Trump taking Gaza. These are the headlines from Fox News. President Trump says US will take over Gaza Strip and rebuild it to stabilize Middle East. You also have this Trump quote, the US will take over the Gaza Strip. We will own it. Al Jazeera here says Trump says US will take over and own Gaza in redevelopment plan. You also have this Trump campaigned on ending foreign entanglements. Now he wants to own Gaza. And you have this Trump's Gaza plan will be seen as flying in the face of international law. I want to go through sort of what was said, what people are saying. You already know generally Trump wants to take over Gaza. What do you think Trump wants to do? Of course, he wants to make hotels, golf courses, that sort of thing, and kick all of the people out. That's the basic gist of his plan. Frankly, it's crazy, but let's just see what they're saying here. So this is Rubio, so I think that's our Secretary of State now. This was actually on a statement from him. Gaza must be free from Hamas. As POTUS, that's President of the United States, has shared today, the United States stands ready to lead and make Gaza beautiful again. That's from Marco Rubio. Our pursuit is one of lasting peace in the region for all people. So let's go through what was actually said. Yes, it is crazy. I do want to emphasize that, but I do want to say what the words are, etc. So United States President Donald Trump has said the U.S. will take over and own Gaza after resettling Palestinians elsewhere under an extraordinary redevelopment plan that he claimed could turn the enclave into, quote, the Riviera of the Middle East, right? So again, he wants to make golf courses, hotels, etc. In a shock announcement upending decades of U.S. policy towards the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Trump said on Tuesday that his administration would spearhead economic development in the enclave to, quote, supply unlimited number of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Here's another quote. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip and will do a job with it too. Will own it. That's coming from Donald Trump. So I want to make sure that's Trump's words, not mine. I think this whole plan is crazy. I think if you try something like this, you're looking at World War III. And I don't mean that lightly because you're going to piss off everyone in the region just because you want to build your stupid hotels and your stupid golf courses. So I've known that this is the kind of stuff that the Trump people want to do for a while now. I just didn't think they'd actually say it, and now they're saying it. And maybe there's some sort of deal made with Netanyahu, but it will not go well over in the Middle East. So it also says here, Trump said at the White House today with talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, adding that his administration would be responsible for clearing destroyed buildings and dismantling, quote, dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons. Here's more. A response from Hamas, Palestinian group says, this is a recipe for creating chaos and tension in the region. They also say our people in the Gaza Strip will not allow these plans to pass. Quote, what is required, again, this is all from Hamas, what is required is an end to the occupation and aggression against our people, not their expulsion from their land. Our people in Gaza have thwarted displacement and deportation plans under bombardment for more than 15 months. That was their response. In his remarks, Trump suggested that the U.S. would, quote, be a long-term ownership position. So not only does Trump is saying that the USA should own Gaza, do good things, whatever he said with it, now he's saying long-term ownership position. He's also saying here this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing, creating 1,000 jobs with something that will be magnificent. Of course, Trump's going to say something like that. I don't know who he's talking to in USA exactly, who thinks this is a great idea, but that's according to Trump. More stuff as well is, Riviera of the Middle East. You also have this headline, deranged and problematic bipartisan lawmakers bash Trump's Gaza proposal. If you're curious, Elon Musk didn't actually make any statements. He just retweeted out what Trump said the U.S. will take over Gaza Strip. We'll do a job with it too. Because when you first always hear these kind of stories, you want to, did he really say these kind of things? Are we taking it out of context? Because usually when it's so crazy, you're just like, oh, maybe it's not interpreted, but no, they're really saying it. And he's reading stuff too. So this is like not off the cuff either. He had like this planned thing. This is coming from one of Trump's people, Taylor Budowich. He says here, President Trump's bold and unwavering pursuit for peace continues with humanitarian heart. The killing must stop. The war must end. We must realize lasting peace. That's why the United States will work with Israel to secure Gaza and find a lasting home for the Palestinian people. Like their home is Gaza. Where else are they going to go? And so they're suggesting basically kicking them out to other countries. The thing is with all the stuff that Trump is saying, he has no consideration of anyone else other than him and his stupid golf courses and hotels. And maybe Bibi will try to profit on this as well. This should be obvious that, guys, this is crazy. Already Saudi Arabia is like, oh hell no. Right here it says Saudi Arabia rejects Trump's proposal to displace Palestinians, take over Gaza. I really don't know what the heck Trump is thinking here, to be perfectly frank. I guess he's not thinking, or I honestly don't know. This is pictures of Gaza right now, so it is true. It's been destroyed. And I feel really sorry for the people. I'll just put it that way. It reminds me of like the situation of the Native of Americans, and I'm not sure what I mean by that, by just taking people's land, destroying their homes. And I also want to make this really clear as well. I completely understand if people in Israel are upset of their people lives lost. I completely understand. I don't condone any killing by either side. I wish more people would say that. I wish more people would just come out and say, I want preservation of life. I care about people. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what you look like. And this is just a real tragedy. And then people like Trump, he doesn't care about these people, right? And that's the same with regular Americans. He doesn't care about you either. He just wants to make money, build those hotels, etc. But these are people of Palestine, and I hope they can find peace, and I hope they can, in my opinion, keep their land. It's their land. Obviously, Trump wants that land. It's in this on the coast. They've said several times I've heard many Trump people say that they'd like to take the land and do great things with it or whatever. Trump is saying this time magnificent things, but these people are need a home. In my opinion, if we find a way to have peace, rebuild so they can live there, it's their home. And never forget that these are real people. And so I'm showing you guys pictures of the Palestinians. I think that should figure out a way to do a two-state solution. I think maybe only Israel's holding this up, and maybe people who are back in the USA in that part of the camp, however you want to say it, on that side. And I it's a complicated issue. I do acknowledge that. But I hope we can get to a situation where groups can figure out, hey, can we live together in peace, and have younger generations learn to be neighbors. The problem is that there's been so much violence. It's hard because there's going to be divisions, right? If you have a family or a friend who is killed by the other side, you're going to hold resentment for that. And how long does those wounds take to heal? And that's the fighting is been going on. It's going on for decades, but it's a sad situation. So I just wanted to share kind of what Trump is saying, and that's my thoughts. I don't know what else to say other than Trump's crazy. It'll start World War III if we're putting boots in the ground and USA owning it, and the image of an American flag on Palestinian ground, because like they're asking Trump like, oh, what do you think about troops, and he wouldn't downplay actually putting Americans there, and then the language he's using, owning it, long time, that kind of stuff. So I just find it really disturbing. But this is something that we're seeing with Trump the second time around. He's just crazy. And his supporters, to be frank, that they're too selfish, too stupid, too sexist, too racist, whatever, to care about this kind of stuff or care about other types of people in the world, which is also a really shame. And people get really, really mad when you tell the truth about Trump. Any sane person can see the guy's nuts. And if you can't see that this is crazy, then you're not being honest with yourself, right? Trump's the words, and that's why I show you Fox News, so you know what's coming from, and all the Fox people are going to tell you how awesome Gaza is going to be, and how great it's going to be to kick out the Palestinians. And this is what they say. They say we'll own it. So please share your thoughts on this, and I'll catch you next video.